from Louisiana's home team. This is Fox 8 News at 9 p.m.
Last football season on September 8th, a freak spinal cord injury changed Tulane safety Devon Walker's life forever.
Now, a little more than a year later, Walker tells Jennifer Hale what it's like to live outside the lines.
This past year has been filled with many painful triumphs for Devon Walker. They're not the victories Devon envisioned for his senior year of college. But perhaps his life outside the lines is more inspiring than anything he could have accomplished on the field. The big open smile is still there. The sense of humor firmly intact. The brain sharp as ever. His body just isn't the same. Devon is paralyzed from the neck down, at least for now. But the former Tulane safety is as competitive and determined as ever.
When I kind of push in, I want you to try to extend your trunk back.
He's in therapy at least 3 full days a week, fighting to regain the use of his limbs.
I go to oxygen therapy, which is hyperbaric treatment early in the morning, and then from there I go to PT and OT therapies. And, just my whole day spent trying to, move or get a little sensation here and just help my body out.
There you go. Hold that head up.
There's no time to waste. At 22 years old, Devon has already been cheated out of a year and much more.
It's not the populist model it once was.
That's part of the reason Devon pushed himself to return to classes this fall. Devon now tackles the task of finishing his cell and molecular biology degree a little differently, packing all of his classes into a Tuesday and Thursday schedule. He dedicates all of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to rehab. Without the use of his hands, Devon wears special glasses that allow him to type notes with his eyes. He moves his wheelchair using a series of sips and puffs of air through this white straw. A tracheotomy tube helps Devon breathe. His voice isn't as strong as it once was.
I think in 2012 they had over 11.7 million users.
It's a painful process as Devon's nerves try to reconnect. It's also exhausting.
Neck's getting tired. Gonna take a rest break? Here.
Devon is slowly weaning himself off of his trach tube. Training his body to breathe on its own again may be frustrating, but Devon believes these trials are temporary.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the only way you can go about it. If I thought that, I would never walk again, then I would just be somebody sitting in a wheelchair, just moping around all the time. So I mean, it's definitely something that I'm stronger, and I'm gonna keep at it. Whether it be a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever.
The play still haunts Devon, and likely anyone who watched Tulane take on Tulsa that day. Devon collided head-on with one of his own linemen as they both went in for a tackle.
I remember the first initial hit, everything kind of went numb. I thought it was just a stinger. It's like times you call it that when you hit too hard, it hit a certain way, and you lose feeling for a little while, but it comes back. So I thought it would come back, but then I started to notice that I couldn't breathe and that none of my limbs were moving.
Devon had broken his C4 vertebrae.
I had a feeling, kind of like in the cartoons you see when the dog dies, the legs and the arms go straight up in the air. That's kind of how I felt. I felt like my legs and my arms were sticking straight in the air, but they were on my side.
Coach Curtis Johnson was devastated and felt frighteningly helpless, watching his player motionless, except for occasional uncontrollable shaking. Unable to breathe, Devon was slipping in and out of consciousness.
It was almost to the point where it was just over the top. It was the worst thing.
Johnson, even during his NFL coaching days, had never seen a player injured like this.
Never. I've never seen a player lay on the field and anyone to keep him on the field for that long. And I've never even heard of that much concern about him just breathing.
Johnson and his wife Angel have known Devon since he was a child, which made the situation all that more heart-wrenching. Devon is like a son.
We heard a really, really loud clash. And my brother and I, who were best friends with his dad, well, two of my brothers actually were there, they said, "I think that's Devon."
Angel was sitting 50 yards downfield from where Devon was injured, but she could still hear the impact.
It was just a significant clash, a significant sound where you know that it was a serious hit.
For the next few months, Devon lived in a rehabilitation hospital, battling through the initial stages of recovery. The mental aspect of healing was just as challenging as the physical component.
I started realizing, okay, it's not, it's not getting better. I'm not getting the movement where I thought I'd get it. And, it was just something that I had to learn over time was, it takes time, it takes patience, everything's not gonna come all at once. Sometimes people take years to recover from a spinal cord injury, or to fully recover, or to even recover halfway. So I had to learn to accept that.
That acceptance wasn't easy. There was a steep emotional price.
Yeah, I went through stages of grief. One over the fact that, I couldn't really come to grasp with the terms that, that I might not walk again. I might not be able to hold my little niece again.
Think about coming up into the final stages of a stand. Okay, and let's have you do that exercise.
Devon ultimately came to the conclusion that although his senior year and his future weren't what he'd envisioned, there were so many other goals he could accomplish and new dreams he could realize.
I decided for myself, I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself. There's people who are in worse case scenarios than I am, so I just decided to, go about my life like nothing else ever happens.
Besides juggling his classes and therapy, Devon is also a mentor to Tulane's football team. Every week he gives the pregame speech and cheers on the Green Wave from the sidelines. Devon has quickly become a fan favorite, relishing the chance to share his story. Ironically, he says the people he meets give him back whatever motivation he tries to offer them.
They come up to me and they see, the inspiration to me. I'm hoping the best for you. I'm praying for you. Something like that. And it kind of drives me to the fact that, instead of just not wanting to let myself down, I don't want to let them down either.
Devon has 30 hours of classwork left until graduation. After that, he's debating between enrolling in medical school or pursuing a master's in engineering.
The future is everything for me, I guess, and anything. It just depends on where I want to go from here. Right now, I'm set on getting my degree and graduating, walking across, maybe running across stage this spring, hopefully.
Devon is also starting a nonprofit to help others in similar situations afford medical care and technology. Perhaps Devon's t-shirt sums it up best. Pain is temporary. Victory is forever.
It's a personal message that I really took heart to because the pain that I'm going through right now won't be forever. And hopefully in brighter days, I will win over this injury. It'll be a victory for me.
Former Saints safety Steve Gleason has played a big role in guiding and encouraging Devon, introducing him to much of the technology he's using at school and at home in his specially designed Devon's Den. If you'd like to keep up with Devon's progress and all that he's accomplishing, just head on over to Tulane's blog on Devon. We've got a link on our website, fox8live.com. Jennifer Hale, Fox 8 Sports.
Very nice. He's an inspiration, and everybody wishes him well, so we'll see how that goes.